From explosive breakdowns to policies that made no sense.
It's because of the policies.
These are the moments when employees lose it on undercover bosses.
First of all, you're going to apologize to her, okay?
You know what? I don't need to hear it. I want a proper apology.
Mr. Rick, the brand owner working undercover, completely snaps after seeing Sabrina in tears. What he witnessed inside the franchise wasn't just poor management, it was outright disrespect. On the surface, things looked fine, but behind the scenes, the staff was being mistreated, and the one responsible was the franchise owner, Dave. He ran the place with no care for how his team felt, and it was starting to show. Everything came crashing down when the boss witnessed Sabrina, one of the employees, crying from the pressure and treatment she was getting.
It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen, and I apologize on behalf of myself and our company, and it's not the way it should be. Okay.
The boss stepped in and demanded an apology.
First of all, you're going to apologize to her, okay?
You know what? I don't need to hear it. I want a proper apology. You go up there and you apologize.
He also offered Sabrina a job in his own company with triple the pay.
Do you want to quit? You want to come work for me?
I'm ready to quit.
Okay, you work with me, I'm going to triple your salary.
And to make sure this never happened again, the boss reached out to Mr. Rick, the owner of the brand, and cut the franchise off completely. Dave's actions had cost him the right to use the brand's name.
Give me a pen.
Don't do that.
You don't need my name. You don't need my name. Call it Dave's Wings.
Come on. I love you, Rick.
No, you don't love me. Give me a break. But this crazy promo of yours, what is that?
As for Dave, he was left in shock, realizing too late the damage he'd done. But the decision had already been made. But Mr. Rick wasn't the only one shocked by what he found. Over at Buffets Inc., the CEO had his own wake-up call. Anthony Guido, the CEO of Buffets Inc., went undercover as an employee named Mike to see what was really going on inside his restaurant. From the outside, everything looked fine, but once he stepped into the kitchen, it was a completely different story. Dirty dishes were piled up everywhere, showing just how out of control things had gotten. Things quickly took a turn. An annoyed employee told him to handle 2 different kitchen stations at once, even though he had barely been shown what to do. With almost no training, he was expected to manage everything on his own.
You're going to do that, and I'm going to do this in the front. You're going to do this, or how are we going to do this?
Right now, you're going to run both positions. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes.
It never happens, man.
Oh, yes, it does.
If it does, your manager, you're not doing a good job.
To make matters worse, the employee who was supposed to help him wasn't interested in teaching at all. He was dismissive, unkind, and clearly didn't care if the new guy struggled.
I'm working with Scott, and I think he's a smart aleck, and I don't think it's necessary. Condescending. He didn't really help me. No, the reds doesn't matter whether it's reds or clear, right?
Sure.
He just said, hey, go figure it out.
Frustrated by the chaos and the attitude, Anthony finally revealed who he really was. He spoke to the manager and learned that even the manager felt helpless.
I'm not Mike Davis. My name's Anthony Guido. I'm the president and CEO of Buffets Inc. Yeah.
Despite all of this, Anthony didn't walk away. He knew the situation had to change, not just the mess in the kitchen, but the way employees were treated. He left, determined to fix it all and make sure no one else would be thrown into that kind of situation again. While Anthony was buried in chaos, another boss was stuck watching the money bleed out, all because of a simple glitch. Armando Montalongo, the CEO of a real estate investment company, went undercover as Kevin Jones to see how his seminars were really being run. At the call center, he was paired with Amanda, one of the team leads, when a technical glitch froze his screen.
How often does this happen?
If we're really in here pumping, it'll happen maybe twice or so a day.
Amanda casually told him to just hit Recover Webpage, explaining that the system crashes like that a couple of times a day.
Go ahead and just hit Recover Webpage. With so many systems being going in here with the same program, it tends to just hiccup sometimes.
That's when it hit him. The entire system was outdated and unstable. Armando couldn't believe something this serious had never been flagged to him.
All of a sudden, our system goes dead, and all I'm watching is spinning.
and spinning, and now my entire business is at a standstill. I felt powerless.
Watching the screen spin while business came to a halt, he finally snapped.
This stuff's going on twice a day in my company, and it's not getting back to me. I'm incredibly upset right now. We're losing money.
His company was losing money every day, and no one had stepped up to fix it. That's a major red flag for any CEO. Armando upgraded the entire system and brought in IT specialists to rebuild the platform from the ground up, turning frustration into real reform. And if you think things couldn't get worse, wait until you hear what one CEO found behind the front desk of his own luxury resort. Steven Klubeck goes undercover at one of his own resort locations, and the moment he steps behind the front desk, the cracks begin to show. While talking to an employee named Stephanie, he discovered that the guest's credit card information was being stored. That's a serious legal issue, and it could put the entire company at risk.
There are credit cards that we hold, and we need their credit card numbers to make the authorization.
The laws say that you can't keep credit card numbers.
Well, I'm not aware or informed of that.
But the worst came shortly after. A customer approached with a complaint.
I was just about to go over my bill. I thought that you might be interested in some of the discrepancies we come across.
She had spent a lot of money at the resort expecting discounts through a special loyalty card. But those discounts were never applied because the staff didn't bother presenting the card ahead of time.
First of all, there's a card that give you 10% off discounts. And there's all these items that were not discounted because they didn't present the card ahead of time.
Steven had seen enough. He immediately dropped the act, revealed who he was, and took control of the situation.
I am going to sit with them right now and try to go through it, and hopefully...
No, you're not. You're not. You're going to sit with me. I own this place. Stephen J. Klubeck. I own Diamond Resorts. I'm not happy. I'm really not happy about this.
But he didn't stop there. When he questioned the staff, they claimed it was just the policy. That excuse only made things worse. Furious, Steven demanded to see the actual cards himself, unable to believe such a system had been allowed to run.
Come on, guys. How can we make this mistake?
It's because of the policy, sir.
What policy?
On the card.
Give me the card.
He was deeply frustrated, and rightfully so. Customers trusted the brand, and here they were being let down over and over again.
There were numerous discounts that should have been afforded. The entire bill was wrong.
In his eyes, it wasn't just bad service, it was a betrayal of trust. And for a CEO who built his company around hospitality, that was unacceptable. To compensate for this misconduct, Steven Klubeck offered her something that made her cry.
My son
I agree.
and his
I agree.
wife just got married here the other day.
Yep, good wedding.
Beautiful wedding.
Well, you know what? Wedding present, it's on me. How about that? I'm paying for his wedding.
But these problems aren't just limited to the big names. Even global hotel chains like Best Western aren't immune to mismanagement, and this next story proves it. In this episode of Undercover Boss International, a Best Western executive goes undercover to investigate what's really happening behind the scenes at one of their hotels.
Basically, this is the wash area, right? Just getting the washing down a little bit.
Have you saved that for me, Ria? I'm being told we're going to be busy, so let's get to it.
Right away, it's clear the kitchen is understaffed and overworked. There should be 3 chefs, but most days there's only 1. The full-time pot washer has been cut to part-time due to budget issues, leaving the rest of the team stretched thin.
I mean, obviously, in most kitchens you wouldn't be doing this just
I was going to say, I didn't think chefs did washing up.
Generally don't, but fortunately it's just a recession and people not hiring, so we have to do what we can, you know.
One chef, Wayne, is doing everything, prepping, cooking, and running the kitchen solo. He's contracted for 40 hours, but regularly works up to 80 without any extra pay.
Last week.
I'm contracted to do 40, but I've done 40 plus overtime. Totally about 80 hours, you know.
80 hours?
Yeah.
Do you get paid extra for that?
No. You know, most places are not paying overtime anymore.
Equipment isn't any better. One of the ovens is broken, and there's no money to fix it. The executive realizes the real issue isn't just broken gear or short staffing. It's the lack of support and appreciation from management.
Do you feel appreciated?
Sometimes, not often, you know.
When was the last time someone said thank you?
Long time, you know, long time.
After revealing his identity, he thanks Wayne for his dedication and offers to send him on a professional cooking course fully funded by the company. If you like this video, you will like this video as well, so click here.